Now today we're going over on how to test and replace a crankshaft position sensor. If you're curious what this sensor does, I'll simply list it in the description box below. I don't want to waste any time here. So that being said, let's jump right into it. Now think about what we're dealing with today. A sensor that deals with the location or position, I should say, of the crankshaft. Now the crankshaft lives all the way in the bottom of the engine. Here's the crankshaft pulley. Now to give you some other view shots, this is a crankshaft position sensor on a Subaru, which has a flat or boxer engine. Very, very easy to get access to this sensor. Here on a Nissan Maxima, not too bad. Simply get access to it by removing the wheel well, or you can just jack up the vehicle. Here on the S2000, it's a little bit different. The air box has to come out, the drive belt, and the pulley for the water pump. So once again, right here we have the cylinder head, 2 camshafts, and that's the crankshaft. This is the position of the crankshaft, lives on the bottom, and right smack there is the sensor. Now don't remove it yet. Let's first test it. Maybe you have a wiring issue. So if you follow the wire all the way up, eventually it comes to this point. So we can simply test the sensor right from here. Now to test this sensor, it is very, very simple, and this will work for many, many vehicles. This is simply a digital multimeter, less than $25. As always, I will have a link in the description box below. This always helps. This is just a very good flashlight, so you can see better. And just 2 wires with alligator ends. Not required, but makes it a little bit easier. So coming over to the harness connector, here at the 3 o'clock position, there's a tab. A little hard to see, but if I press in this tab, hold on, press in the tab and then pull on the body a little tighter on the S2000. There we go. So this guy runs to the vehicle's computer. This runs to the sensor right down there. So let me first remove this bracket so you have a better view of what's going on here. So now we can test the sensor. Now to do this, again, this makes it a little bit easier. 2 wires with alligator ends. So I'm simply taking 1 wire and inserting it on this first prong. Now you may be thinking, how do I know which prongs to touch? Don't worry about that. I'll show you in a moment how you can do this by process of elimination. Now on the multimeter, there's a function for ohms. That is simply a resistance test. That's all that we're doing. Ohms, that's it. Ready to go. Let's zoom out. Okay. So all that I'm doing is connecting the wires that run to the sensor to the multimeter. Don't worry if which one goes to red, which one goes to black. For ohms or resistance tests, it doesn't make a difference. So here we go. Hook up 1 wire and then watch the meter. You want to see a reading. Typically between 18 to 2500 ohms is pretty average. Now watch that meter. And as you can see, we have 2 kilo ohms. So in other words, around 2000 ohms. This is a working sensor. Now going back to how do you know which 2 prongs to touch, let's do process of elimination. So for example, if I remove this middle connection and place it to the one all the way to the right, as you can see, there's no reading on the meter. So let's try moving the green over from the left directly into the middle. Hold on. Again, there's no reading. So process of elimination, you can quickly find which 2 terminals to touch. So if you perform this test and you don't see a reading, or once in a while you may even come across a reading that is just so high, then the sensor is ultimately bad. But that's how you simply test one of these. And if you do need to replace it, it's simple enough. Typically it's a 10mm fastener. I'm not going to remove this one because it's fine, but you can even check out the other videos that I've done And you can see on how to remove them. It's simple enough. And then you just replace the sensor. Now, what if you test the sensor and it's working correctly, but you have a trouble code? What do you have to do? Well, let's make sure that it is getting power. So once again, we need the multimeter, except this time we are performing a voltage test. So it's volts. Make sure you're on the DC setting. The black wire I have going to body ground. That's any very, very good metal point. And then the red lead we'll have going directly to that harness connector. So make sure you turn the ignition key on. You're not starting the vehicle. Just turn the key on. Let's first try this guy right here. And as you can see, this is a millivolt reading. Very, very small reading. You could ignore that. You do not want a millivolt reading. Let's try this guy. Once again, a millivolt reading. How about this guy, smack in the middle? And now we have 0.2 volts. Now what's happening here is this vehicle has been sitting for a month and it's very, very cold. So the battery is a little low. I need to charge it. But we have a voltage reading. This is what you want to see. You want a voltage reading. Very, very important. Now, if you're not getting any power at the harness connector, then you have a wiring issue or maybe a computer or an ECM issue. But chances are if you're getting this code, it's just the sensor. That's really most of the times what it is. And that's it. So as you can see, it's not too difficult. Get yourself a multimeter. You can do so many tests and repair your own vehicle, save a lot of money. And as always, thank you for watching.